All right, the time's here. Palantir's earnings are out, and let me tell you guys, the stock is moving all over the place. We shot up to $130 right after earnings came out, which is an all-time high. Then we went all the way down to $112, and now we're trading at $117 per share. And look at this, from 130 down to 112, that is a 14% drop. Yeah, talk about volatility here after the bell. So let's dive into it. Let's break down the earnings, the charts, what I'm looking to do. So hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Cheers, by the way, guys. I appreciate you all for tuning in, and let's dive into it. So earnings per share came in at 13 cents on an adjusted basis. That came in line with the expectations, and sales came in at $883 million, which beat the $862 million expected. So inline EPS, they beat on sales, and they raised their guidance, which we'll talk more about later in the video. They now see Q2 revenue of $934 to $938 million versus $899 million expected. So they beat revenue, they raised Q2 revenue, and I'm pretty sure the full year guidance as well. Yeah, full year 25 revenue guidance is now $3.89 to $3.9 billion versus $3.75 billion previously expected. So very good numbers here from Palantir. And you may be asking yourself, Stas, why is the stock going down? I mean, at the end of the day, guys, it went up so much, like 90% off the lows. I mean, we got down to $65 according to Thinkorswim, and we ran all the way to 130. So technically, this is nuts. Technically, we doubled, right? From 65 to 130. We just hit 130 30 minutes ago after the bell. So we technically were up 100%. So Palantir, let's just keep it 100% here, guys. Let's keep it real. It might have ran up too much heading into earnings. And now we're seeing a little bit of a pullback. It doesn't mean the earnings were bad. They were good. Guidance went up, which is awesome. Maybe the stock just got a little bit too ahead of itself. Now it's pulling down. Looks like we're holding the 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart. We hit all-time highs again at 130, and the uptrend is clearly holding. This is not obviously anything to freak out about. So let's dive a little bit deeper here into these numbers. We'll pull up the official press release. Let's pull it up right here. Let me zoom in a bit. I'll pop my big old head down here so we can focus on what's important, guys. So the headline here reads, Palantir reports Q1 revenue growth of 39%. So they grew revenue 39% year over year. U.S. revenue growth was 55% year over year, and they raised their guidance. We talked about that. We'll get deeper into that here. So look at these 2025 Q1 highlights. We can see U.S. revenue grew 55% year over year and 13% quarter over quarter to $628 million. Very impressive. U.S. commercial revenue grew 71% year over year, and U.S. government revenue grew 45% year over year. Pretty good. And overall revenue, like I said, grew 39%. And listen to this. Palantir closed 139 deals of at least $1 million, 51 deals of at least $5 million, and 31 deals of at least $10 million, which is unbelievable. And they booked their highest quarter of U.S. commercial total contract revenue or value, of $810 million, up 183% year over year. U.S. commercial revenue, or U.S. commercial remaining deal value of $2.32 billion, up 127% year over year and 30% quarter over quarter. And get this, customer count grew 39% year over year, 8% quarter over quarter. Cheers to that alone, man. Let me get a sip of this whatever the heck I got here. I have one of these Wonder Waters again. I forget what it's called, but man, cheers to that. Unbelievable. GAAP income from operations, $176 million. Adjusted income from operations, $391 million. GAAP net income of $214 million. Let's see. Adjusted EPS, 13 cents. We already said that. And look at their outlook here a little bit deeper. For full year 2025, actually, wait, no. For Q2 2025, let's go there first. Revenue now is expected at $934 to $938 million, with adjusted income from operations expected between $401 to $405 million. Man, this is great. And for full year 2025, they raised their revenue guidance to between $3.89 to $3.9 billion, and they raised their U.S. commercial revenue guidance to an excess of $1.178 billion, representing a growth rate of at least 68%. And they're also raising their adjusted income from operations guidance to between $1.71 and $1.72 billion, and they raised their adjusted free cash flow guidance to between $1.6 to $1.8 billion, and they continue to expect GAAP operating income and net income in each quarter of this year. So this goes to show the stock must have been way overbought heading into earnings, because they are literally guiding up across all these categories, revenue. They raised their guidance on adjusted free cash flow, adjusted income from operations, GAAP operating income for the full year, and they raised their Q2 revenue. So it goes to show how overbought this stock must have been, because, man, these earnings were good. If this stock was, forget good, great, in my opinion. If this stock was oversold heading into earnings, maybe it was crashing, I don't know, it would be up massively on these numbers, in my opinion, hypothetically. Obviously, we don't know for sure, but it's nuts. Great quarter overall, man. And I'm very, very excited about it. Let's go back to the chart and see what's going on here, because things are obviously changing every minute with stocks, companies that just reported their earnings. So yeah, now we're back down. So we hit 130, dumped down to 112, relief rally to about 118.50. Now we're back down to 115. So we're officially down $8 after the bell right now, or about, let's see, percentage-wise, probably a couple percentage points, 4 or 5%. Nothing crazy. Actually, more than that, 6-7%. So a decent drop. But again, when in doubt, zoom out. The chart looks great overall. We needed to see a bit of a pullback. We're getting it. 30-minute looks great. 20-day 1-hour chart looks great. We're holding above the 180 SMA. You guys see that? And on the 4-hour chart, we're obviously looking great. So, yeah, we're down after the bell, but it was W's across the board. For Palantir, we hit all-time highs even, great guidance, which is huge. So we'll see how the stock does over the coming days. I think we will find support in this 110 to 115 range. We'll see what we do in this window right here on the 4-hour chart. This is a big spot overall. But yeah, good, great earnings. Not good, great earnings in my opinion. Yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the Patreon down below for my portfolio updates. Check out the free email stock newsletter as well, linked down below. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you guys in the next video.